Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber, and I know I've been gone for so long, like since what, February? I think that was the last video I put out. And a lot of things has happened in February. I went into a slight depression. I know, crazy. Um, my eyeballs started messing up. What happened? What else? I don't know, just life things just started happening. And I was just like, I'll get back to y'all one day. And here I am. So I am currently, we're just gonna get right into the video. I am currently reorganizing my TBR cart. And I took all the books off the shelf. Hold on, let me show y'all. So I took all the books off the shelf. And now I have to figure out and decide what books I actually want to read. So since I've been gone, hold on, sorry. So since I've been gone, I have acquired too many books. If y'all want to see a book haul from March up until now, let me know. I would definitely do that for y'all. If y'all want to know what I've read in the past months, let me know. I could also do that for y'all. So I bought a lot of books. And I still have not read the books that I bought 2-3 summers ago. So I'm sitting here with a dilemma trying to figure out what the heck am I about to do. So with my TBR cart, I try and organize it some kind of way. So, hold on. I'm trying not to break the tripod. So, with my TBR cart, I try and organize it some kind of way. So, the top is new releases, books I just got. This shelf is books that I have yet to get to. And then the bottom shelf is classic or black authors. So, let's try and organize this. So I'm gonna do the classics first just because those are easiest to do. And yeah, so we have my Toni Morrison collection. And I keep saying that I'm gonna read a Toni. Like my whole, at the beginning of the year, I said I'm gonna read all of my Toni books. The only book I read was The Bluest Eye. And that was in January. All these months have passed and I should be halfway through and I'm not. So I feel like I should pick up another one of her books. I've read Sula multiple times, but like with Toni Morrison, every time you read it, you just get something new out of it. So I think we're gonna also figure out my June TBR while we're here. So I feel like that would be fun too. So we're gonna do Sula, but Toni Morrison is gonna go at the bottom. I had to look through because I like to put her books in order because that's just me. So The Bluest Eye, and then Sula, and then Song of Solomon, and then Tar Baby, and then Beloved, and then Paradise. Oh wait, Jazz is on here somewhere. Jazz is in here somewhere. Jazz comes after Beloved. This is really, well, no, not this one. Jazz is my favorite Toni Morrison that I've read so far. I read this book when I was in high school, and I had no business reading Toni Morrison in high school because I can't tell you nothing that happened. I was kind of lost when I first read Morrison a long time ago. So, let me speed this up. This is my Toni Morrison collection. I'm going to put down here at the bottom. Okay. Next, we have James Baldwin, which I don't have. As I was going through my books, I realized I don't even have all of my Baldwin books. I left at least one book at my mom's house, which I don't like. So, we have Baldwin. I've only read out of this. I have The Fire Next Time, Go Tell It on the Mountain, Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone, and Notes of a Native Son. I've read Go Tell It on the Mountain and Giovanni's Room, which is what I'm missing. And I read The Fire Next Time. I just recently got this book, Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone, and I read a little bit of this, but I really haven't read that one. So, yeah. So, back next on the classics. Bone. And then, really, the other classics is like books that should really just be on your shelf. So, like, Parable, the second book is Parable of the Talents. I have the first one, but it's at my mom's house. So, I have to buy me another copy because I don't know, I'm going to get that one. So, I have Parable of the Talents. I have Asada. I have All About Love. I have For Colored Girls. Their Eyes Were Watching God. The Heart of a Woman. Maya Angelou. You should at least have one Maya in your thing. I need to get me I Know What a Caged Bird Sings. I love that book. I love Maya to death. I found her or discovered her in the 8th grade when I had to do like a whole book report on her. Yes, love me some Maya. And then The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois. This is so good. I need to actually reread this, but I don't know what I'm going to do there. Y'all see how thick this book is? Yeah. So all of these are going down on the classic shelf. And I feel like it should be... Oh, it is. It's one more person that should be down here. And that's J. California Cooper. I have not read a J. California Cooper book, but I hear that she is really good. And this is a short story that I believe I'm supposed to be reading this with Intro to Eclecticism Book Club. So I think I'm supposed to be reading this in August, I think. Or July. Or June. I gotta figure it out. So that's also going on the shelf. Let me make sure that's everybody. Oh no, here goes another classic. Ann Petrie, The Street. So I think that is, this could also be a classic if you wanted to put it on there as a classic. Wait and Exhale, The Street. Yeah. So we're gonna put those down here somewhere. See if they can fit. I don't know. Okay, I don't think so. Not at the moment. Okay. Ooh, I'm tired already. Okay, so now I'm just going to organize the books that I have gotten recently so I can do a quick little haul. And I'm just going to organize them all into something. So I'm going to just pick up and go. So the first I have is If We Were a Movie. This is a YA queer story. I got this last year as a PR. Love that for me. Rootless. I hear that this is emotional. Kind of want to get my heart broken all the time. The Whispers is a thriller. My Dark Vanessa. Also hear this is a tearjerker. Night Bloom. Know nothing about this book, but I hear the first book. Well, this is not in the series, but the author's first book is really good. Night Bloom by Peace Azomedi. Like, I have so many books. I'm gonna speed these up. Blessings, The Three of Us, Heavy, which I read, I think, back when it came out, but I don't remember nothing from it. So this could also go in the classics because I hear that KSA Limit is a good freaking writer. Roses in the Mouth of a Lion. This is a queer story, which I feel like I'm gonna do a lot of queer books in June because it's Pride Month. Night Crawling. Gather Me by Glory Edom. I'm so excited. Can't wait to read this. I got this maybe last month, I think. And one of those, I'm gonna just get it just cause. No Ordinary Love. I got this like sometime last month. Mame. I got this from somebody on Instagram. Firstborn Girls. I heard that this was good. Ooh. The Untelling, which I've been trying to read forever. Silver Sparrow by Tahari Jones, which I also been trying to read forever. This is not a book that I've gotten recently. I read this back in January, and I've read this back in December of 2023. Love this book. So good. I have book 1 and 2 of Lakefront Billionaire series. I have yet to start this series. Just recently got book 2 because I said I need to really read book 1. But like, what if I don't like neither? That's going to be very unfortunate. Okay. What else? We just, so many books. Like, and then I'm going to just try and figure out from here. I'm trying not to make this video so long. Lone Woman. Boys Come First. The Reformatory, which I hear is really good. The Only One Left, which I read, I don't know if y'all can see my tabs, but I read this last month or the month before. It was good. Woke Up No Light. Love Layla Motley. Love Layla Motley. I'm glad my mom died. I plan to reread this one of these days. The Heaven, the Earth, and the Grocery Store. What My Bones Know, which is what I have out on Libby. And The Warmth of Other Suns, which is also what I have on Libby. So I feel like these two should go on my June TBR as well. Okay, we're not done, folks. We're not done. Okay? We got The Other Black Girl, which I have been holding off reading because not a lot of people like this book. And I hear that the show is not good either. Over the Influence, I think I read this in March or April by my girl JoJo. This was really good. This was really good. I listened to it on audio. Really enjoyed it. And then now we're going to get into the stack of all the books that I have bought in the past couple summers and I've yet to get to. And let's not mention the books that I just got at a library book sale that are in my front room. We're not going to go get those. Oh, yes, we are, because there are like 2 books on there that I actually want to read. Okay. So these are the books that I've gotten in the past couple summers I have not picked up. Delicious Monsters by Liselle Samberry. You Exist Too Much. I believe this is a queer story. 50 Words for Rain. I seen somebody talk about this and I was like, yeah, I gotta get it. Jade is a Twisted Green. I've had this book for years. I don't know what this book is about. The Poppy War. I tried to read this last summer and I put it down. I want to try again. Tender Beast. I've also tried to read this. And I just think it's not the time. I feel like this is like October-ish. So I got to do that in October. Because like y'all see that cover? It looks scary. Babel. Like I said, I need to get to Art Squad. I read Yellowface a couple years ago. Loved it down. No Reservations. Crying in H Mart. I hear this is so sad. Love me a sad book though. Disorientation. I feel like, no, what did I hear? That this is an academic version of Yellowface. Something like that. I feel like I should read this in September. I gotta do it college. On Earth, We're Briefly Gorgeous. I picked up this author's by Ocean Vuong. I picked up the author's recent book, and that sounded really good. But I was like, I can't get this because I need to read his other stuff. Like, you know, gotta hold myself accountable. And I went to see My Father by Kyung Suk Shin. I read another book by this author, absolutely loved it, and I have yet to read this one because this one follows a father who's sick. And y'all know how I am when it comes to parental losses, and I'm nervous to read this one. So that's all the books that I have laying around me. Let's organize this shelf now.
So I wasn't even recording. Oh, you're recording the whole time. Okay. But these are I have so far. I will put these 2 on my books over the front, which is already. Like a lot of the ones that I've read already, I'm putting them over the front. But let's continue. There's a tight squeeze. And then take it with these. Just lay down somewhere. There we go.
So finally, I have did my shelf. So the top shelf is all the books that I have gotten recently, like over the past like month or so. Well, I mean, couple months. And then this shelf is books that I have yet to get to. But I did pick something off this shelf. No, it was off this shelf that I picked something. And then, like I said, the bottom is classics. And then I couldn't find no room for this series, so I just put it there on top of our new I Went to See My Father. That one. Which I think I'm gonna get I Went to See My Father during the summertime. Like, I have to read that book. It's been sitting on my shelf for years. I got that book the same time I got Yellowface, and I've read Yellowface, and I have not read that book yet. But moving on, I finally figured out my June TBR. We are definitely in June. So I'm gonna first start off with the Kindles. Also, while I was gone, I bought me a new baby Kindle. Like, isn't she cute? This is Kiki 2.0. I'm gonna do a video of all my Kindles. I have 3. Don't judge. But the reasoning for that is it was Mother's Day, and my son asked me literally the day before, can he have. So my phone rudely died, but as I was saying, my son literally asked me the day before Mother's Day if he could get my Kindle. He was like, can I have your Kindle? And I was like, oh, that gives me the opportunity to get a new one. So I just bought myself the basic, and I gave him my old basic. So I just upgraded this basic. And she's cute, and I love her. She's so, since I've got her, I've been reading her more, her and my Kindle Paperwhite 2024 version. I've been reading more because I could not find my 2022 Paperwhite for the longest. Okay, so on the Kindle, I will be reading a couple books. So the first book I'm going to be reading is, I'm going to turn it this way because it's a flash. The first book I'm going to be reading is, well, let's get through some library books. How about that? So let me go on Libby real quick. Okay, so the first book I'm going to be reading is Libby Loans. And the first book is These Letters Ends in Tears by Musai Teji Xavier. I don't know nothing about this book. I just know that the title literally says what the book is about. These Letters Ends in Tears. I like to cry. I love me a good book. But also, I've seen this book on Instagram and everyone loves it. And it is sad. So I'm here for the sadness. The next book that is on my Libby holds is Forever by Judy Blume. I've seen everybody talk about the Netflix show. I have yet to watch it, but I do plan to soon. But me being me, I have to read the book first. And I never read Forever by Judy Blume. The only book I really read by Judy Blume is Are You There, God Is Me, Margaret. So there's that. And then that's it. As far as Libby. Then also on my Kindle, I will be reading Sweet Heat by Bolu Babalola. And this is it's more like a spinoff. It's one of her other books that is also in this June TBR. And I'm so excited to read. So let's get on to the, what's it called? What is this called? My June TBR portion of the video. So I'm not going to go in no particular order. We're just going to go off top. So first up is Blessings by Chukwuebuka Ibe. Ooh, I know I butchered that so bad. But this is a queer story. This is about a boy named Abifina. He's the black sheep of the family. And when his father witnesses him being intimate with another boy, he rushes him off to boarding school. And he bye. And he has to try and navigate all of that. And his mother, meanwhile, is back where they live. And she's, missing him. And it just basically says, as Nigeria teeters on the brink of criminalizing same-sex relationships, Abifina's identity becomes more dangerous than ever before, and the life he wants just further out of reach. So yeah, this seems pretty good. I've heard very good things about this one, also on Bookstagram. And I got this from, what's this, Penguin? No, it's not Penguin. Vintage Books. I don't know if this is hold on. Oh yeah, Penguin Random House. I got some Penguin Random House randomly. It showed up at my doorstep, and I was like, oh, thanks. So, I'm gonna read this. Next, like y'all saw, is Sula by Toni Morrison. We gonna get through all my books that I have not read at Toni, or I'm gonna just reread them all. Reread the ones I have read and get to the ones that I have not. Sula, Toni Morrison. She's short, but she's a goodie. I'm actually excited to get back into Toni because Sula was a crazy one. This was a crazy book. Now, this next book I have on my Libby Loans, but I also own it physically, and that is What My Bones Know, A Memoir of Healing from Complex Trauma by Stephanie Fu. I have started this book on my Kindle, and y'all, this book is her mama, traumatic. bringing back memories. Don't watch that. But yeah, what my bones know. I heard this was good, so I'm gonna read this. Next up, I just got this from the library, and that is Zeal by Morgan Jerkins. This is a thickie. But my hold on Libby says like 8-9 weeks. So I'm just not gonna do that to myself. But I hear that this is good. Everybody that's read it, listened to it, read it early, everybody in love with this book. So I seen it at the library like maybe last week. And then I was like, I'm gonna get it next time I go. I got it next time I went. So Zeal, I don't know what this one is about. It's a multi-generational story, which I love. It says Harlem 2019. Cordelia and Oliver are hosting their engagement party. As the guests get ready to leave, he hands her a love letter on a yellow and crumbling piece of paper. It is Natchez 1865, and Harrison returns to Mississippi to reunite with the woman he loves, Terza. And then I think it just goes back and forth from 2019 to 1865, and I love that. I love that type of stuff. So, yeah. Oh, and I never did tell you what Sula was about. Let me back up. So, Sula tells the story of Nell Wright and Sula Peace, who meet as children in a small town of Medallion, Ohio. The devotion is fierce enough to withstand bullies and the burden of a dreadful secret, and endures even after Nell has grown up to be a pillar of the black community and Sula has become a pariah. But their friendship ends in an unforgettable betrayal. Or does it end? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so this book was crazy and I can't wait to read it. Moving on. So, in the past 2 weeks or so, I have read Ashley Antoinette. I seen a girl on Instagram who was reacting to the Ethic series, and I proceeded to go get Ethic 4, 5, and 6 from the library. I literally just took them back today. Today is May 30th, and I literally just took them back today. So I read 4, 5, and 6 in a matter of 2 weeks, and I reread A Moth to a Flame. I don't even know where my copy of that book is, but yeah. So now that I've read the whole series, finished the series, and then reread the first book because I just needed to be in that world just a little bit more, I can now move on to the next series of that series, like the spinoff series. And this is Butterfly by Ashley Antoinette. This follows Morgan, who's in all the other books. And I can't say nothing because this is a spinoff series. So I can't say nothing. But just know, I'm ready. And I hear that this series, is crazy. And that she has a 6th book coming out. So I'm about to be right on time. So yeah. I'm going to just read the first sentence. It says, run away from the boy that gives you butterflies. He's going to break your heart. Morgan Atkins has been told that phrase ever since she was a little girl. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm so excited. I can't wait to read that. So then the next book I'm about to read, I went to the library to find their newest release, and they didn't have it. Somebody checked it out, and I think that's very haterish of them. But I was like, I might as well just read the books that's on my shelf. So I have Frederick Bachman's Anxious People. Excuse me. I keep seeing my friends everywhere. Every time I go to a bookstore or the library, I pick it up. And so I was like, the next time I go to the library, I'm going to pick it up. And it wasn't there. And I was like, I should have got it last time. But also, I got to read the books that's on my shelf. So, I'm starting with Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I've read Beartown multiple times. And that's because I want to finish the series. I got Beartown, another copy of Beartown, and the second book so I can finally get through this series. But I didn't want to start with the series. We're going to start with Anxious People. I've read A Man Called Ove, and I love that book, and I love the movie. I really love the movie more than I love the book, but the movie adaptation was really spot on with the book. But anyway, we're reading Anxious People. This is, it says, looking at real estate isn't usually a life or death situation, but an apartment open house becomes just that when a failed bank robber bursts in and takes a group of 8 strangers hostage. Each of them carries a lifetime of grievances, hurts, secrets, and passions that are ready to boil over. Now, I thought this was like a comedy book. Everybody said this book is sad. This is a heartfelt book. I never know. So, going into this blind as a bat. And then the last 2 books is Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. Well, actually not 2 because I told y'all the other book the first time. So this one follows Kiki Banjo, and she's the host of a popular radio show called Brown Sugar at her college. She's made it her mission to make sure the women of the African Caribbean Society at Whitewell College do not fall into the mess of situationship, players, and heartbreak. But when she runs into Malachi Corday, the one they say is a player on campus, she finds her show on the brink. They then get into a fake relationship and things inspire. I read this book back when it came out, and it took me a minute to get into it, but then I ended up loving it. So I'm rereading this so I can get to Sweet Heat, because Sweet Heat is like a standalone, but it still follows Kiki. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I'm probably going to find this on Kindle or ebook. I don't know. But maybe I may annotate this because I got some annotations in here. But like you could tell, well, you can't tell, but like, you could tell when I started actually annotating the book versus when I wasn't like in the book. But anyway, that is my June TBR so far. It's 10 books, and we're going to see if I can either read more, because I've been doing this thing where I come home and I put my phone down and I don't watch TV. And I've been reading like 2-3 books a week. And I know y'all probably like, what? But like that really blows my mind, because it's bringing like back high school me, back when I was like breezing through books. And like when it's time for me to watch TV at the end of the day, I'm tired. Mind blown what happens when you put your phone down. So that's my June TBR for now. I definitely am back, so welcome. Hello. If you're new here, my name is Amber. Again, I do bookish videos, or just lifestyle, whatever I feel like putting out. But mainly bookish, because I'm a girly that reads. This is my June TBR. Thank y'all for hanging out with me as I did my TBR card. I'm excited to be back. So I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.